Hi everyone, my name is Bhavishya, and in this lecture, we'll learn something new. We will see the implementation of different concepts that we have learned in our previous lectures. So let's begin. So here we have a topology. Here, to keep it concise, I'll just tell you what is happening. So here, this is a topology. Here it is aware of this network because R2, R1, R0, they are connected with RIP. They are configured with RIP. Here R3 is not configured. So for these routers, this is an outside network, right? So let's check it with, I will try to ping from PC0 to PC1 and this too. So yes, so I will say ping 192.168.10.194, right? So as you can see, I'm able to ping it, right? Similarly, if I do for this, it will work. But what if I turn, but what if I do it for PC5? Let's see, 80.0.0.2 with a flag count. Let's suppose 2. It says host unreachable because this is not configured, right, to this because it is outside network, right? This network is outside network and we don't R2 do not have any information about that. And similarly for R1 and R2, this is the reason why we are unable to ping with our PC0. So for that, it is important for this router to behave as a default route for our R2. So the default router for this will be this 192.168.10.2, and also similarly for R3, this has to be the default gateway 192.168.10.1, right? And also there are two ways to do default routing. The first is that we can manually configure R2 about these default route, and similarly for R1 and R2 about the same. For this, and for this network. But we will not do this. Instead, we'll choose R2 to be this network as a default gateway, and after that we will propagate the information with RIP via a command called default hyphen information originate. Right. So let's do it. We'll go to R3. After that, okay, let me pause here. So via this command IP route and this 0.0.0 with subnet mask of 0.0.0.0 and the next hop 192.168.10.1. For R3 we are also giving the default route, and this is the next hop for that, right? And similarly we'll give it for R2. So via this network 192.168.10.2 is going to be our default route, right? But this is not enough. What we will do is we'll go to router rip, and in that we will say default information and then originate. After that, let's go to R1 and see what's happening. Show IP route. Now as you can see, I've configured this default route on R2 and after the command of default information originate. Now R1 is getting the information of static route that I have given to R2, but with the hop count of, with the next hop of this 20.0.0.1. For this is the next hop. For R1, this is the next hop. And when we'll see for R0, this will be the next hop 30.0.0.2. Right. So now let's try to ping R that. Wait. Okay. PC0. Now as you can see, successfully we can ping it. Now we'll go to R1. Okay. We'll go to R1 and see what is happening. Debug IP rep. Let us wait. Okay, now as you can see, R1 is receiving this information from 20.1 via this. It is learning about the static route from this is what it is propagating from hop 1, right? Because it is directly connected, so it will send with hop count of 1, and it is learning about 192.168.10.0, not about the whole networks, not about the whole subnets, but this. So for that, what we're going to do is in R2 we are going to stop the auto summarization because here auto summarization is on. So this is the reason that we are having summarized network on our R1. Before that, as I told you in the previous lectures, RIP version 2 uses broadcast. See, it is using broadcast. Right. Okay. So let's come to our R2. We'll put it on no summary. Where is my R2? Exit. Now I'll say router rip. After that, no auto summary. And also, this no auto summary is based on version 2. So I'll give also version 2. And not only in this, but also in other routers, because this is when they will be able to receive. Then router rip. Give the version 2. And also in R0. Okay, now we'll go to R1 and see. Show IP route. Now as you can see, it is getting information of all the networks, all the subnets, along with the subnet mask, because we have configured version 2 in that 0.64.128 and .192 with subnet /26. Similarly, we'll see for R0 show IP route. Okay, do you see any problem? On this, on R1, we are getting information about all the networks, right? But on R0, we are not getting it. Oh, we configured version 2 on that, right? But still we are not getting. What is the reason? The reason is that we have to manually configure on every router about no summary. So for R0 to receive the information about the whole subnets of network 192.168.10.0, we have to configure no auto summary on R1 as well. Right? I'll go to R1. I will say, okay, let me pause it here. And after this, we'll go to R0 and let's check. Should I be yes. Now you can see it is getting the information about whole network and whole network subnet of this 192.168.10.0. Right. And also there is last thing I want to tell you guys, that is we'll go to R1, this little R1, and let's try debug IP enter. Let's wait a little more. Great. Now as you can see, as we were using grep version 2, here it is using a multicast IP. Look, 224.0.9, right? And also as you can see here, we can see the subnet mask, right, as we are using version 2, as well as we can see the tags, the router, the route tag that we saw in the previous one. So this was it for this lecture. I hope you enjoyed. See you in the next one.